A weather system unlike anything we have seen in years is about to slam into the heart of America. Over 6 inches of rain, tornadoes, flooding, and it all starts in less than 72 hours. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes I'm going to tell you exactly when the storm hits your city, when it peaks, and when it finally moves out. This is not a drill. This is your life, and your safety matters. Here is what you need to know right now. The pattern is flipping. Winter is losing its grip, and what is replacing it is something that forecasters have not seen line up this powerfully since before many of us can remember. Two massive jet streams, the polar jet from the north and the subtropical jet from the south, are about to collide right over the middle of the United States. When those two rivers of air crash into each other, the atmosphere does not stay quiet. It explodes. By minute 3 of this video, I am going to show you which cities are in the direct bullseye. Stick with me. You do not want to miss what is coming. But first, let me give you the big picture, because this is not just about one storm. This is about a complete weather reset across America. For the past 90 days, the West and the South ran warm. The East ran cold. The Great Lakes got buried in lake-effect snow. Rhode Island got 40 inches from one nor'easter just last week. And yet, despite all of that, the Northeast is still running below normal on total precipitation this winter. And Florida? Florida is sitting in extreme drought. Red on every map. Exceptional drought is knocking on the door for southern Florida and southern Georgia if they do not get rain soon. And the hard truth is the first 10 days of March are not going to deliver that rain to Florida. The dry areas are about to stay dry, but the wet areas are about to get dangerously wet. Here is the twist nobody is talking about yet. The same system that is going to bring desperately needed rainfall to Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Texas, and the Ohio Valley is also going to carry the energy for tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail. Relief and danger are arriving in the same package. Now let me get specific, because I promised you city-by-city timing. This is the moment you have been waiting for Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Plano, Garland, Irving, and Mesquite in Texas. Here is your timeline. Tuesday, March 3rd, scattered rain begins in the afternoon, temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. Wednesday, March 4th is your big day. Storms fire up by late morning around 9 to 10 in the morning. By noon to 2 in the afternoon, the threat shifts to severe. The Storm Prediction Center has already issued a slight risk, that is 2 out of 5 on the scale, and it is likely to be upgraded. Damaging wind gusts over 60 miles per hour, hail the size of quarters or larger, and a couple of tornadoes cannot be ruled out. Peak storm timing for Dallas-Fort Worth is between noon and 6 in the evening on Wednesday, March 4th. The system clears by late Wednesday night into Thursday morning, March 5th. For Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Enid, Stillwater, and the surrounding communities, your timeline starts a few hours earlier. Wednesday morning, March 4th, storms develop north of the city, particularly north of Oklahoma City, between 8 and 10 in the morning. Tulsa area, you are looking at morning through early afternoon. These will primarily be hail producers at first. By afternoon, the energy shifts south and east. Severe risk peaks between 10 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon for the Oklahoma City metro. Things improve by Wednesday evening. For Little Rock, Jonesboro, Fort Smith, and the Arkansas River Valley, the severe threat arrives Wednesday afternoon, March 4th, peaking between 2 and 7 in the evening. Heavy rain continues through Thursday. The Missouri Ozarks, including Springfield, Joplin, Branson, and surrounding communities, you are in the zone for repeated rounds of storms beginning Tuesday afternoon, March 3rd, and lasting through Wednesday and into Thursday. This area is in the bullseye for the heaviest rain totals. We are talking 6 inches or more through March 10th. For St. Louis, Columbia, Jefferson City, Cape Girardeau, and all of central and eastern Missouri, heavy rain begins Tuesday, storms increase Wednesday, and the flooding risk becomes serious by midweek. Do not underestimate the flooding potential. If you live near a creek, a stream, or a tributary river anywhere from Kansas City east to Cincinnati, start paying attention to water levels now. For Memphis, Nashville, Jackson, Mississippi, Tupelo, and Corinth, storms arrive Wednesday through Thursday. Heavy rainfall likely. Flooding risk is real. For Louisville, Lexington, Evansville, and the broader Ohio Valley, rain comes in waves starting Tuesday and lasting through the end of the week. Storm energy is possible, but the flooding threat may outpace the severe weather threat here. For Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Columbus, Dayton, and Cleveland, rain and some storms arrive by midweek. The main story for you is heavy rainfall accumulation and potential flooding, not severe weather. Temperatures will be mild, upper 40s to mid-50s. For Kansas City, Wichita, Topeka, and Manhattan, Kansas, rain arrives Tuesday with storm chances Wednesday. Similar story to the Missouri communities. Watch for flooding. Now let me get to the cities that are not in the flooding zone but still have big weather changes coming. For Atlanta, Birmingham, Charlotte, Raleigh, Richmond, and the broader Southeast, you are largely missing the rain for the first 10 days of March. Temperatures will trend warmer than normal. Conditions will feel more like late April than early March. But that comes at a cost. Drought conditions are not improving for you. Georgia and the Carolinas, keep watering restrictions in mind. For Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, St. Petersburg, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Sarasota, and Naples in Florida, the drought is intensifying. If you are a homeowner, a farmer, or anyone watching well water levels, this is serious. Exceptional drought could become your reality within weeks. Temperatures this week will be warm, mid-70s to low 80s with low rain chances. Enjoy the sunshine, but know that the dry pattern is not turning around for you soon. For Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Corpus Christi, and Laredo in Texas, a complex situation. Parts of Central and South Texas are in significant drought. The storm system coming Wednesday, March 4th primarily targets North Texas and the Dallas-Fort Worth corridor. South Texas sees some benefit from moisture but not a drought-busting rain. Temperatures moderate through the week. For Denver, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, and the Colorado Front Range, the pattern change brings storm chances. Snow could accumulate in the mountains of Colorado from Colorado Springs west. Denver Metro may see rain Wednesday through Thursday with some snowflakes possible at night. Nothing dramatic, but not nothing either. For Albuquerque, Santa Fe, El Paso, and the desert Southwest, dry conditions persist. Temperatures climb into the 60s and low 70s by midweek. Pleasant, but the drought is not going away. For Phoenix, Tucson, Las Vegas, and the Four Corners region, the subtropical jet is going to funnel some moisture eventually, but not in the first week. Dry and warming through next weekend. For Los Angeles, San Diego, Riverside, and San Bernardino, some rain showers early in the week as a system comes in from the northwest. Not significant. Clearing by midweek. Temperatures in the mid-60s. For San Francisco, Sacramento, Fresno, and Northern California, light rain early in the week. The pattern shifts and moisture becomes more limited through the week. The Pacific Northwest continues to see above normal precipitation. For Seattle, Portland, Eugene, and the broader Pacific Northwest, moisture continues off and on through the week. Snow in the Cascades. Business as usual for this time of year. For Minneapolis, St. Paul, Duluth, Fargo, Bismarck, and Sioux Falls, a sharp Arctic air mass is moving through right now. Wind chills could reach below 0 Sunday morning. Bundle up. By the middle of the week, temperatures moderate as the pattern changes. Some snow chances remain for the northern plains through March 10th. For Chicago, Milwaukee, Green Bay, and Madison, Arctic cold early in the week with wind chills below 10 degrees. Temperatures moderate by Wednesday. Rain and some storms possible late week as the southern moisture eventually surges north. For Detroit, Grand Rapids, Flint, Lansing, and Michigan, cold early, then a warming trend. Rain by the end of the week. Snow possible in the Upper Peninsula. For Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Rochester, Albany, Boston, Providence, Hartford, and the Northeast Corridor, including New York City, Philadelphia, and Baltimore, the Arctic cold you have been dealing with moderates as we go deeper into the week. Some rain chances arrive by late week. After all that snow you got last week, a few days of milder air will be welcome. The region is still running below normal on total winter precipitation despite the big nor'easter. Now let me tell you about an important storm that is still 2 weeks out, but that every person in the Ohio Valley, the Southern Plains, and the Southeast needs to mark on their calendar right now. Around March 10th, 11th, and 12th, both the European model and the American GFS model are flagging a potentially strong and notable storm system. And it is not just the deterministic models. The ensemble systems, meaning dozens of model runs all pointing in the same direction, are showing a clear, strong signal. This storm could be more powerful than what arrives this week. It could pull more moisture north. It could produce its own severe weather outbreak. And by that point, after a week of heavy rainfall, the ground will be saturated. Rivers will be running high. Any additional heavy rain could mean significant flooding. Watch your local area closely around that date. Now I need to talk about outdoor events. If you have tickets or plans, pay attention. South by Southwest in Austin, Texas runs from March 6th through March 15th. This is one of the largest outdoor music and technology festivals in the world, drawing over 400,000 people downtown. Here is the weather reality. The severe weather outbreak Wednesday, March 4th threatens the Dallas-Fort Worth corridor about 3 hours north of Austin. Austin itself is on the southern edge of the storm threat Wednesday, with scattered showers and isolated storm chances. The heavier organized severe weather stays north and east of Austin. However, rain chances continue Thursday through the weekend as moisture remains in the region. Festival goers should plan for warm and humid conditions, afternoon storm chances, and sudden downpours, especially later in the week. Keep an eye on updated forecasts. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s to mid-70s. The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is currently running through March 22nd at NRG Park. Houston sees rain chances Wednesday through Thursday as the storm system moves through. Heavy rain is possible. The good news is the main event is indoors at NRG Park, but carnival grounds and parking areas can flood. Check conditions before you go out Wednesday night. Spring training baseball is in full swing across Arizona and Florida. For Florida spring training fans, conditions are warm and dry, temperatures in the mid-70s to low 80s. No rain threats this week. For Arizona spring training, comfortable temperatures in the low 70s. Enjoyable conditions. The Miami Open tennis tournament is underway. South Florida conditions are warm, sunny, and dry this week, which is great news for outdoor tennis. Temperatures in the upper 70s. Perfect conditions except the drought situation continues. Bring sunscreen. For the Miami Ultra Music Festival running March 27th through March 29th, conditions are too far out for specific forecasts, but the patterns suggest continued above normal warmth for South Florida. Before I let you go, I need to remind you of something critical. The most dangerous moment is not when the storm is at its worst. The most dangerous moment is when people think it will not be that bad. Do not underestimate these systems. The Storm Prediction Center is already watching Wednesday, March 4th, 5 days in advance, which tells you how confident the forecasting community is in this event. If you live in western Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma, North Texas, including the Dallas-Fort Worth metro corridor, stretching from McKinney all the way to Texarkana, here are your action steps before Wednesday. Know where your nearest interior room is on the lowest floor of your home. Charge your phone, download a weather alert app, and turn on notifications. Have a plan if tornado warnings are issued. All hazards are on the table for Wednesday. Damaging wind gusts, large hail, and a couple of tornadoes. Now, drop your city or town in the comments right now. Tell me where you live, and I will make sure your community gets covered in the next update. Thousands of people are already commenting with their locations and getting personalized information back. Your city matters. Your safety matters. And here is what I want you to think about as you go into this week. By March 10th, 12 days from now, a second and potentially stronger storm may be spinning up. The ground will already be waterlogged from this week's rain. Rivers will be higher than normal. And that second storm could be the one that really tests the levees, the flood control systems, and the communities along the major river systems of the central United States. We are going to be tracking every single development in real time. Come back for the next update because the second half of March is shaping up to be one of the most active periods of weather this country has seen in years, and you do not want to be caught without information when it arrives. Stay aware, stay safe, and come back for the next video because what happens around March 10th is something you absolutely need to know about.